What's up, Rumors Are True podcast? This is Joey Svensson. You may remember me from Bad Christian or Pastor With No Answers podcast, and I've got some pretty killer news. Me, my brother Jared, and your favorite podcast host, Jeremy Gold, the one delivering to you the episode you're about to listen to, started Roster Music Club. In the last 3 months, club members have enjoyed 6 online performances by some of the very artists you and I love, including Gyro from Mortal, Bill from The Throws, and Ted from Craig's Brother. We've had a couple of hangouts, have established our club's top 10 tooth and nail albums, and we started a war. That's EP Wars, 16 of the greatest EPs going head-to-head in a tournament until we crown the victor. We've been supplying curated playlists. There's a private podcast feed with extra content, and videos of everything that's ever happened in the club is yours when you join. In upcoming months, we're doing a deep dive on all things Radiohead, and as I speak, 3 musicians are listening to the club's top 10 tooth and nail releases, albums we've enjoyed for 30 years. These artists that I rounded up, they're listening to these albums for the very first time, and I can't wait to hear how they react. The Starflyer 59 Silver, Living Sacrifice Reborn, Life in General by MXPX. Hearing these albums for the first time. So we're going to talk to them for a live event, and it'll be released on the Roster Music podcast that you should be listening to if you like this podcast. Hey, the club is free to try for a month, then $10 a month from there on out. And I'll tell you this, not a club member has left since joining, so it's worth every penny. Support the club and this show by joining with this code.
RUMORS. That spells rumors.
Hey, we can't wait to see you there. Rostermusic.club. Go there now and join.
Hey guys, this is Sam from Bleach, also Pro-Am Records, and you are listening to the Rumors Are True podcast.
Welcome, this is Jeremy Allen Gould, and I'm coming to you today to confirm between God and of man that the rumors you have all heard are true. I started this podcast to have a platform for the bands and artists that I've worked with in the past, as well as new musicians and artists that influenced myself and many others. The Rumors Are True podcast is an opportunity for the artists to tell their story their way. I'm still in the business of confirming rumors. I still love a good conversation, and I still freaking love music. So thanks again for joining me on this journey, and I hope you like what you hear. With that said, the rumors are definitely true. Hey, thank you for tuning into this latest episode of the Rumors Are True podcast. My name is Jeremy, and today I welcome Kevin Campbell. You know Kevin from the band Keepwarm. So cool to have Kevin on this podcast to tell me about his past, his present, and his upcoming future. So I hope you enjoy this latest episode with Kevin Campbell.
No one wants to make you upset, running from the family, losing all the sympathy. I'm not quitting, not giving up the shit. I'm not singing, I'm not going down with them.
Kevin, what is up, my friend? Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
What is up, my friend? What's going on in your world, man? And thanks for doing this, man. It's been I know we've been talking about doing it for a little bit, and I apologize being kind of pulled in many directions. But yeah, stoked to have you on, and yeah, tell me what's going on in your world, man.
Yeah, dude, stoked to finally get to hang with you. The biggest thing in my world right now is I just got married in June.
Congrats,
so
dude.
It's been yeah, dude, thank you. Yeah, that's the biggest thing in my world right now. Just figuring out the difference between a fiance and a husband, you know.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot
There's
bigger
big
than I yeah. No, dude, so that's been really fun. That's been she is awesome and she's my best friend, and I am learning what patience looks like through her and her patience with me.
Yeah.
And putting out a song, or a couple songs right after getting married. So
Yeah.
it's been really fun just kind of getting to wear a couple of hats and getting to do it with her,
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Where are you living at?
Yeah, so we're in Germantown in Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
Nashville,
love it up there?
Tennessee. Dude, it's super fun. Yeah, we literally live across the street from our church. So
That's cool.
it's been fun just to get to walk to church every day.
That's awesome, dude. Where are you from, that area in general, or did you just move out there for music?
No, dude, I'm a Midwest kid. So we both grew up, me and her grew up in Indiana.
Oh, cool.
And I came out for school probably in 2017. And I ended up moving back after probably in 21. I moved back out here for a little bit and just stayed.
Yeah. What school did you go to?
So I went to Belmont out here.
Yeah.
I studied songwriting for a year, and I ended up getting an associate's degree from Indiana Wesleyan, though.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I know a couple people who went to Belmont. That's awesome.
Yeah, go Bruins.
Go Knowles is what you got to say.
is that
I'm
it?
a Florida State fan. So
Nice, cool.
dude, awesome. I love hearing that. Very cool. Yeah, I definitely know that school is known for having a lot of fantastic artists and musicians and all that stuff. So that's cool that you're on the lineage of that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about growing up for you, man. I know you're a little bit younger than me, but I'm just curious what the records that kind of hit you in the gut, the heart. Maybe some songs and records and bands and shows and all that stuff. What were those first ones that kind of hit you hard?
Yeah, dude. So the first memory that I have with music was from a band called DC Talk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So my dad, I grew up as a pastor's kid.
Same here.
Yeah. So a pastor's kid, he was a youth pastor, and him and my mom, they opened up a small Christian bookstore, so that all the kids in their youth group could go and hang out after high school before youth group, So my entire life was just Christian, late 90s, early 2000s Christian music. Yeah, and my dad brought home the Welcome to the Freak Show DVD.
Nice.
And he's like, "Oh, you got to watch this." And I remember seeing Toby Mac, and I was just obsessed, dude.
Yes.
I was like, whatever they're doing is what I have to do. And so my first show, he took me to go see Toby Mac and 1,000-Foot Crutch and Family Force 5. And
Wow.
yeah, dude, it was just insane. I didn't even know that this was the Christian music. It was just the music that I loved,
Yeah. Was were you did your parents forbode you from listening to secular music? I know that's
dude. That's what's funny. My dad's favorite band is Van Halen, so it was always Red Letters and then Panama. You know what I mean?
Great.
We were.
I love Van Halen.
The only limitations I had on music was when I found Blink-182. I grew up in the iTunes days, so I had to provide lyrics to the songs I wanted to buy. And it wasn't until songs like Dysentery Gary that my parents were like, "Hey, maybe we stopped. We don't listen to this one,
Did you discover any of the Christian punk bands at that time, like MXPX and all that stuff?
Dude, 100%. So one of the albums that I would just play guitar to was Live at the Show by MXPX, and
so good.
Life in General, and having access to a Christian music bookstore, it was all the promo CDs I would just get after the cycle is done. So Reliant K and Hawk Nelson and FM Static. Like all those bands were just like my favorite bands. Yeah, I remember I waited in line like 2 hours once with my mom for Hawk Nelson to sign my guitar, dude. Like they were my heroes, you know?
That's awesome, man. I love hearing that. I actually booked them one time when I was booking shows back in the day.
Oh, so
and
sick.
They were really kind dudes. I remember meeting them and being like, oh, that's cool. And they were kind of blowing up at the time. So, you know, I feel like a good portion of the bands I ever booked were pretty chill, but they were really, really sweet dudes. I mean, the older you got, what are some of those records now that kind of have defined you? I mean, I'm sure, you know, I know DC Talk was the beginning and Reliant K and all that, but is there any current stuff that you're just completely bonkers over?
Like albums right now?
Yeah,
that's a good question. My wife, we've been driving back up to Indiana, that 8-hour trip quite a bit, and she was getting on my case the other day because she's like, I feel like you listen to the same 3 albums over and over again. So I've been trying to like kind of expand and find new inspirations, but I've been getting really stoked on the Hot Mulligan stuff.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them. I've never heard them yet.
Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of like Midwest emo. Somebody that knows it better will totally shame me for saying it like this, but I feel like it's more screaming Midwest emo.
Okay.
And I don't like understand how to like write a song like that. So it's really fun to listen to it and try to dissect it in my head. And there's a band out here in Nashville called Twin Stacks. And one of the guys in it plays in a band called Better Off. So Better Off and Twin Stacks, I'm always listening to kind of what they're doing.
Oh, cool.
And I wonder if there's anything else. Honestly, dude, I listen to a lot of country music. Like I'm always really inspired by
That's cool.
country songwriters because I feel like every word is so fought for.
Yeah.
There's no like filler words in country songs.
That's cool, man. Good to know. I there's a couple of artists, like Stephen Wilson Jr. I like him, and some Zach Bryan here, and I love Casey Musgraves. So I definitely, I think some of those people are fantastic songwriters, and I've never super jumped into the country world, but I definitely respect some of it. Some of it I'm like, God, it's trash, but I'm glad they're making money at least doing what they're doing, and people like it. So I can't write a song, so. So, whatever floats their boat. Well, so obviously this music kind of comes into your world. When do you start picking up an instrument, and what is that initially? And do you start writing songs pretty quickly, or kind of bring me through that?
Yeah, it's funny. I think it's like one of my, it's probably 8th birthday. My parents took me to Guitar Center, and they said, they asked me if I could play guitar or drums in DC Talk, what would I want? Because like I was just obsessed with this band, dude. Yeah. And I was like, well, I want to be a singer, like I want to be the front man and kind of I've always been kind of a attention hog, and but at the time I was like, if I play guitar, I can sing. So that was my workaround, and so they got me one of those like Fender starter pack or the Squier starter packs, and they put me in lessons, and it wasn't until I figured out how to read tabs and started learning like Bowling for Soup songs that I stopped lessons. And as soon as I could like learn enough chords of my favorite songs to start copying my favorite songs, I was writing my own. That was always awesome. That was always the kind of escape for me. Like I wasn't good enough at skateboarding to pursue skateboarding, and I wasn't good enough at the Midwest sports to like fill my time with sports. But I found a real connection in like songwriting. Like it came quick enough that that I felt like I had kind of there's just something there that was scratching that itch. And so from the beginning, being a Midwest kid, there's a lot of stuff to write about, and a lot of stuff that I didn't understand, and I could kind of process it through songs. And so right away I was writing songs.
That's cool, man. Side note, my wife and I have a trivia team that we play every Thursday, and it's called Bowling for Poop.
Nice. I love it.
Yes, we are hated and we are loved. Our name is hated a lot, but we win a lot. So anyway, side note.
Well, good, dude. Yeah, good for you.
So obviously you pick up these instruments and you start to obviously write songs and stuff. Bring me through some of those initial bands that you had prior to your current incarnation.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, I was always a dreamer. So I was like in junior high telling people to check out my band. And I mean, we didn't have a song written. We didn't have anything, dude. I was just like, you got to check out my band. And they're like, how? And I'm like, I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted on that. But it wasn't until high school I started a band with some buddies called Air Rally, because that was a wakeboard trick.
Yeah.
And that was kind of our like, well, we got to be like Switchfoot. We don't surf, but we wakeboard. So that was that. And it was fun, man. What started as kind of three dudes in my basement just writing knockoff Green Day songs turned into like I took the band to Belmont, and we had a life of a very small touring, a couple summers of touring, and that was really fun.
Did you guys play with anyone at all, or is it just kind of?
Yeah, we never like supported anybody. We kind of found a couple jerry rig tours that ended up just being a lot of shows kind of strung together. But we had some really fun festival shows opening up for bands like Need to Breathe, that like big ticket festival, and we did a record with Aaron Gillespie out awesome. In Salt Lake, and yeah, it was super fun. We did a record of like it's like single, like it was like a single EP that we did out in Franklin, and at Blackbird Studios out here in Nashville, and
that's cool.
Yeah, it was super fun, man.
What was that like working with Aaron?
Dude, he's the best.
Yeah, he's great.
I remember the very first time I ever heard Under Oath was my parents brought home just in their stack of CDs that they were kind of considering to sell the store was Survive Kaleidoscope, their live record. So I feel like getting to experience Under Oath from the live perspective as like your first introduction is really special. And I remember like listening to that. It was almost like somebody ripped down the wall of what like the box that music was kind of stored in. And there was this aggression and this angst that like I just hadn't experienced in music yet, but it felt so right. Yeah. And yeah, dude, but he was so good. As like a songwriter, he is very encouraging. And I think a lot of times that genre can kind of get dismissed.
Sure.
As like not as important lyrically, but that's definitely not the case with Under Oath, you know? And I think the biggest contribution that he gave me from that experience was the importance of lead guitar. We were always a three-piece, and he kind of just came in and really taught us how much lead guitar part can add to a song.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's cool.
Yeah, it was really, really fun.
That's sweet, dude. Why'd the band end at that point?
Yeah, so when I moved to Nashville, it just kind of became my thing. And I was at Belmont for a year and kind of had the opportunity to take a break from school and kind of move to Franklin and kind of pursue the Christian band route, you know?
Sure.
I kind of entered into what could be explained as like a developmental deal, you know, where I was writing with a lot of cool people that were doing this for a living. It was my first taste at like what I would call like the professional way of doing it, you know?
Sure.
And so I was writing with really cool people. I was writing really cool songs. But I like, it just didn't feel super honest. And it felt like I was, it felt like more of like an equity album, like, or not album, but experience, you know, like,
sure,
if I do it this way, this is how it's done. So then if it's successful, then you can go back to doing it how you want to do it later. And it kind of came to a head where I was proud of what we had created, but it wasn't authentically me, you know.
Sure.
It was kind of like a third party experience. and so I just kind of needed to take some time away from to kind of figure out who I was outside of music. It felt like for the last 4 years I was just Kevin from Air Rally rather than like Kevin Campbell. And I really felt like the Lord was opening up the doors to go back home and go back to school. And I studied youth ministry actually for a couple years. Cool. And so during that time, I studied at Indiana Wesleyan. So at that time, I was playing a couple of Air Rally shows, but it was kind of less and less, you know?
Sure.
And then I think when COVID happened, I kind of ended up on this road of just like, no, I love music. The Lord's put songs within my heart, you know, and I feel called to do this. And really realized that this time was more of a let's get right with the Lord before trying to sell him to the masses, you know. I was standing up on stage being like, we do this for Jesus, but like not talking to him, you know. So it was really fun to get to have this experience where I could kind of go back to school and just study ministry and fall back in love with the Lord again outside of the the context of music.
Sure.
And so then after I kind of left IWU, it didn't really make sense to go back to Air Rally because it felt like something I had outgrown. So I started this little like COVID project called Kevin Campbell and the Wandering, where I was writing, I guess, sadder songs that felt like the audience that was expecting new Air Rally music wouldn't be stoked on it. And I just wanted to do an EP for me.
Sure. I love that name, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. It was off of just ripped from Tolkien's Not All Who Wander Are Lost, you know?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a really fun experience. I got to work on an EP with Will Chapman out here. And
nice.
and he, I mean, dude, he just added cool layers that I would have never been able to hear. And that was a really fun growing experience for me. And it wasn't until we started playing the songs live that I was like, man, I kind of miss the punk side that I've always loved. And eventually that just kind of turned into Keepwarm, you know?
Well, when you were doing this solo thing during COVID, is that when you met Sam from Bleach, Sam Barnhart?
Yeah. So Sam, I moved back out here, and I think I would have moved back when everybody was still kind of, it wasn't like super intense lockdown, but it was still kind of the COVID days, you know?
Yeah.
And so I found a lot of community in the church I was going to, Journey out in Brentwood Church.
Yeah.
And so it was really funny. Like, I was hanging out with people there, and this dude, I'm wearing my MXPX shirt, and this dude comes up to me. He's like, dude, MXPX, like, yeah, that's so sick. You like punk music? And we're just like talking. He's like, yeah, my band was on Tooth and Nail. And I'm like, that's so sick, dude. Like, who are you? He's like, I'm Sam. And I was like, that's sick, man. Cool. And so we just got coffee, and just out of our mutual love of music, and we were trying to figure out, like, so where are you from? I was like, Sam, where are you from? He's like, I'm from the small town in Indiana. You wouldn't know it. And I'm like, actually, I grew up 45 minutes away from that town.
Whoa.
Like, I do know it. He got saved at the same summer camp that my mom got saved at.
That's wild.
And so we just had all these crazy, like, shared experiences just like a couple years later, you know? And it was really fun because I wasn't trying to, the dream to do something with music was always there, but I wasn't really like
pursuing it.
I wasn't really networking, and I wasn't, I wasn't doing the Nashville
just a
thing.
Happenstance.
Yeah, we're just hanging out. This is just friendship. And so I would tell him about the songs I was writing. He would give me critiques and give me advice, be like, this is really cool. You should do this. And then we'd talk about, what new music we both loved. And we were just kind of hanging out from like a mentorship kind of perspective, and
had you been a fan of Bleach?
Dude, literally never heard of them, which is so sick because I think that I totally should have. I would ask like my family and friends, be like, do you know the band Bleach? And they're like, they had all these stories of growing up listening to them. And I had never heard of them, and I just think it was the Lord that it was this awesome, cool dude from a band I did not know.
That is wild.
So there was no opportunity to be tempted to be like try to network or try to,
yeah,
you know,
it was.
I
yeah,
just
it was innocent.
Yeah.
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 Hey, this is Jeremy with the Rumors Are True podcast. Are you looking to spice up your meals with something real? Introducing Voyager Hot Sauce. Born in Seattle, rooted in the heart of Jalisco, Mexico, and built on community, quality, and excellence. Crafted in fresh small batches with agave nectar for the perfect sweet heat. Voyager is more than just a hot sauce. It's a symbol of gathering, authentic connection, and flavor that brings people together. Whether it's tacos, eggs, pizza, or cocktails, Voyager goes on everything. Head over to VoyagerHotSauce.com to hear their story, explore recipes, and place your order today. You kind of mentioned missing the punk side of things. Bring me through the beginning of Keepwarm. Love the band name. I think it's fantastic. Bring me through. You're starting that and kind of how that name came to, and kind of what the beginning of that was like.
Yeah, so Sam is throwing a festival at Journey called Journey Fest. Bleach played it the first year, and it was such a dope experience. And then they wanted to do it again, and he was like, would love to have your band play. And through practicing for this show, it kind of felt like when you turn the amps on and get the drums out, it doesn't really feel like the same band, you know? And so the show experience kind of sparked something new in me, or something that hadn't been there for a little bit, you know? I started writing songs that kind of felt more that vibe, started chasing after that vibe. And I was like, this doesn't feel like The Wandering. This feels like something new. Let's make it something completely new. And I started writing songs for what eventually became the first Keepwarm EP. And I feel like Keepwarm is just Air Rally and The Wandering combined. You know, it just is. It's what I want to do. It's for the reasons that I want to do it. It's the message that I want to spread, and it just is authentic. You know, it took a couple tries, but I feel like we're finally there.
The songs when you started to write the initial batch, were you stoked on them? Did it take a little bit, or were they just kind of coming out?
Yeah, dude, it felt really easy. Like, I think the first 4 songs that I wrote for Keepwarm are the 4 songs on the Something Better EP.
Okay.
It was a song about, it was like 4 songs about being upset with kind of where you were in life. But knowing that if I try a little bit harder, if I give it a little bit more motivation, I can achieve something better. I can get somewhere.
Yeah.
I can do something better than this.
What was the recording of that EP like for you? Where did you do it? Was Sam involved, or like what was that like? Yeah,
Sam was involved, but he was involved as like a mentor and a friend, which was really fun. He was super supportive of it. We would meet every week and just get coffee and hang out, and we would like kind of we would go through like the song tweaks I was making, the different names I was considering for the band, producer ideas. And we ended up doing it with this guy, Tate Mercer, out here in Nashville at a studio called 4115. Yeah, so Tate is a super cool dude from Chicago, and he just gets it, man. He produces primarily in the hardcore Nashville scene. He does all the Twin Stacks and Better Off stuff. So that's kind of how I knew him, and was just a fan of his work. And we reached out, and turns out he like grew up on bands like Reliant K, and,
cool.
And he knew that kind of vibe that we were wanted to blend, you know? And so it just was, it was really a perfect experience of making music fun again, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. How did you feel about it when it was completed, when it was done?
Yeah, so good. It really felt like Tate helped me like get the vision that I heard in my head out into the world, you know?
It turned out the way you wanted it to.
Yeah, it really did. I was really happy with it, and still am really happy with it.
How come you didn't do a full length?
I think we're still trying to figure out what that looks like. The first full length, I feel, has a lot of it feels very concrete to me, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas an EP is like, hey, here's a little teaser of what I want to say.
Taste, yeah.
You know, I think right now what's really fun is figuring out what is the story of Keepwarm? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
I have little ideas of what I want to say, but I don't feel like it's the finished work yet for this season.
Yeah.
And so it was just,
What when you put this EP out, did you get to play any shows on it at all, or did you get to like what's that been like? Been able to open up for anyone good?
Yeah, it was actually sick. Mike Maines and the Branches took us out on
That's right. They're great.
Yeah. So their Memory Unfixed tour, we were on one of the legs of that tour, and that was really fun. Mike has been like kind of a big brother to me over the last couple of years. We met up in Michigan at a festival, and ever since then, he's just been super supportive with songwriting and with life.
Awesome.
And yeah, man.
That's really
him
cool,
and Shannon
dude.
are awesome.
Well, you're meeting the right people, it sounds like, which is good. You know, it's always a lot about
dude.
who you know, and you know, just having these mentor figures that have been there and are extremely talented themselves. I think that's really cool. It's probably, I mean, I'm sure you appreciate it and know how valuable that is. That's awesome that you're being able to be a part of that with those guys.
Yeah, dude, I've definitely been blessed with good friends. You know,
that's amazing. Well, I know you've just signed with Pro-Am, which is Sam's part of that, and was it Chris McClarney? Yeah. That's a cool idea. Sam was telling me about it the other day when we did his episode, and I think it's really cool. I love it. I'm excited. I know you're the first flagship band to sign to that. Talk me through what that was like, kind of, you know, deciding on that and what the future looks like with that.
Dude, it was so fun. So we kind of had this EP. We've had this EP kind of done for a while, and we've just been kind of dreaming about the best way to put it out, you know?
Yeah.
And we were talking with some friends at a couple different labels, and
what labels?
We were talking to some homies over at Integrity's their label services department.
Okay.
And we were talking with we've just been homies with Brad over at GoT for a while, and he's been really helpful with us.
Yeah, Brad's good.
He's been giving just some awesome advice, kind of.
He mentioned you, by the way, when we were talking. I was asking him what bands he's been listening to, and he mentioned you.
That's so sick, dude. Yeah. He is he's super kind and generous with his time and his experience. Yeah, and so it was my friend Jesse Phillips, who I'd known from Church of the City when I went there for a little bit, and just kind of from the Franklin community. He was like, yo, me and Chris McClarney are kind of starting this thing called Real Fun. We'd love, he had like loved the Air Rally stuff, and we'd been hanging with that. He's like, I'd love for you to come check out the studio and what we're doing. And so I was hanging out with them, and they kind of were explaining to me their heart and what they felt like the Lord was calling them to do, and to kind of help disrupt some of what is going on in the Christian music industry, you know, and maybe a better way to do it. And I just really loved their heart and what they were a part of with it. And I was like, let me tell Sam about this. Like, you guys need to meet Sam. And they kind of, you know, we were all talking about maybe doing a rock side of this.
Yeah.
And that was something that just made the most sense for Sam and his expertise to kind of take leadership on. You know, Sam had been looking for a way to I think share his one-on-one wisdom.
Yes.
He'd taken a lot of, like, there's an artist out here called Atomic Age, and Keepwarm and Atomic Age were kind of his two, like, hey, let me help and show you like the mistakes that I made to help you not do it. And so if Sam was able to do that in a kind of a more effective way, you know, a bigger way, it was going to be awesome for everyone. And so, dude. And so it just made sense that we put out this first EP with Pro-Am, you know?
What's that like being on a label? And I know it's kind of an artist friendly label, which is really cool. I know Sam was kind of describing it to me. From your viewpoint, what does it look like for you being on this label?
Yeah, dude, it feels I don't know. I've never been on a label before, but I feel very lucky. I'm very blessed and lucky to be on a label like this where I don't have to second guess a lot. That said,
Sure.
I think it's rare the level of trust, that I have with these people. Sam being a mentor and being a friend, and now getting to be like the label head.
Yeah.
It just is such a natural progression, and it feels really safe and just genuinely really fun.
It's cool how this has all kind of laid itself out.
Yeah,
From meeting him to, having, the connections and all that. It's really cool and really awesome that it's like, yeah, I could see this being obviously successful. I know that's definitely a huge risk in terms of, them putting their investment into to the label and stuff. But I think overall, I think it's a cool idea. And I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked for you because I think, with Sam running it, like you said, I think he's got a lot of passion and a lot of know-how or know not what to do, like you said.
yeah,
That's exciting, dude. I love that you're a part of something new and the flagship band. That's got to make you feel really good.
dude, it really does. Yeah, and yeah, he's brought on this dude Tegan Proctor too, and Tegan is a part of this really sick band out here called Secondhand Sound.
Oh, cool.
And so just to kind of have that, I would just say that the team I'm very grateful and very lucky to have all these guys around me and get to learn from all of their successes, but most importantly, their mistakes too.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And not have to make those mistakes as well,
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this EP coming out, Terminals, that you mentioned earlier, having it done. Bring me through the recording of this, what that was like, or I'm sure you're excited to get it out. When's it coming out? And yeah, let's bring me through this EP.
Yeah, dude. I feel like Terminals, we called it Terminals because it's 3 songs that feel like 3 different departures for Keepwarm. 3 different areas to go to, Moving On, we just put out, feels like this classic tooth and nail punk song, It's got the classic punk beat. It's got the little breakdown at the end. It just feels like what I want Keepwarm shows to feel like. This next song, The Same, was a song that I wrote about an ex-girlfriend that I re-asked out that turned out to be my wife. And it just is this Third Eye Blind kind of Blink California summer song, And the third song that we're putting out this fall is a song called Always Been You, which I actually got to write with Mike Maines.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and it just is about the fear that you get with falling in love,
Yeah.
And when you kind of want to make that jump from boyfriend to husband, there's a lot of those feelings that kind of come back up that you kind of felt at the beginning when you want to ask her out,
Totally.
It kind of feels like all over again.
Totally. Have you been able to play any shows lately?
Yeah, dude, we kind of were able to test the songs out and do like a mini tour this past January, just super DIY. We played like a cool card shop, like the back of a card shop here in town, and we played a coffee shop in Indiana, and yeah, just super DIY.
Yeah,
man. And then we did a couple just local shows here. The guy that plays bass in the band, Pork, he goes to Trevecca out here, and so Trevecca's always been really great at letting us kind of come and just play randomly on their campus. But dude, I'm stoked for this weekend though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Bleach is playing Murray Hill Theater in Jacksonville, which I actually grew up going to shows there. That was where I went in the 90s and saw Starflyer and MXPX and all those bands. And yeah, so Bleach it's their 30th anniversary, or no, it's Murray Hill's 30th anniversary is what it is. And you are direct support. So yeah, bring me through that. That's exciting. How does that make you feel? And what are your thoughts on it?
Dude, it's genuinely a dream come true. I mean, from getting to know Sam as a friend and getting to revisit like his catalog, and
Yeah.
I'm like the biggest Bleach fan now because it's so fun just to hear Sam singing in the background and his guitar riffs, man. And so I've just gotten to fall in love with those songs, and it's been something that I've been twisting Sam's arm on for years. I've been like, dude, you gotta get Bleach back together, and you gotta let me open, and yeah, dude, and the boys are throwing us a bone and letting us come to the legendary Murray Hill and open for him, dude. I couldn't be more stoked.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be exciting. It's a nostalgic thing for me to go there, and of course see a band like Bleach there, which is cool. I saw them there, I think in '99, maybe something like that.
No way, that's dope.
Dude. It was Skillet, actually. I think it was.
Whoa.
But I'm excited for you to see kind of, where some of these bands cut their teeth, which is cool. And it's awesome that you're going to be able to, I feel like it's going to be a pretty packed show. And, just being able to put your imprint on it. Who's playing with you? Are you going to have a full band? What's it going to be like?
Oh yeah, dude. So Keepwarm shows are always full band. I've got my best friends that they come and play with me, and it's always a party, dude. It's fun. I love playing Florida. On the Memory Unfixed tour with Mike Maines, we actually got to play Murray Hill, and
I was there, bro. I didn't see you play.
No way. Yeah.
Dude, that's a bummer. I was at the one. It was a year or so ago.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, we were first of 3 that night. Yeah, with Colorway.
Okay, yes, I was at that. I must have not been there when you guys were there. I bummed I missed you. So then you have played there before. That's cool. That's sweet, dude.
Yeah, it was super fun because so Sam helped us like advance all those shows, and he was like, dude, Murray Hill, this is going to be so sick. You got to meet these people. You got to tell them I said hey. And so it feels really full circle to get
That's rad, dude. That's
go
exciting.
with him there, yeah.
That's sweet, bro. Are you going to pretty much play, how many songs are you going to play for the show?
I think we're going to play as many songs until Sam and Davey physically take us off the stage. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool, dude. Awesome, man. Well, I know you can't predict the future, but what do you think the future looks like for you overall, as personal and for the band?
Yeah, dude, I hope just touring. We just want to take these songs to as many people that will listen to them, willingly or unwillingly. And I just hope to play as many shows as possible and get that full length. We're riding right now for a full length and trying to have that out. Just dreaming of what that could look like and when the best time to release that would be. And dude, just excited to see kind of what God's doing and Keepwarm and what he wants to do in this next season, and just trying to be a good steward of it all.
Yeah, man, I love that. I can tell in your voice that you've got a humbleness to you, which is really cool. It's awesome it's refreshing, that you're it seems like your mind and your heart are in a good place, which is half the battle. I'm 47. I've seen a lot of people not be in the right place. And I mean that in the best way possible, in terms of like, it seems like you have a good head on your shoulders. So I'm stoked to hear this EP. I'm stoked for the full length. I'm stoked for the future of your band. I've super enjoyed talking to you and getting to know you over the last couple of months, but I'm super, super excited for you, man. And stoked that you came on the podcast. Hey, thank you, listener, for tuning in again and again. I really, really appreciate it. It's an honor to go on this journey with you, so thank you again for tuning in. If you'd like to add me on Instagram and Facebook at The Rumors Are Truecast. If you'd like to like and subscribe, you know the drill. If you'd like to leave a review, feel free. And I really appreciate you guys listening, so thank you again for that. Thank you to Kevin Campbell. Super honored to have you on the podcast. It's really cool to hear your perspective. So thank you so much again to Kevin Campbell. Got some incredible artists on the horizon, guys, and you know it. Nostalgia is still a heck of a drug. The podcast is produced by Wesley Hill, artwork by Jared Chase Bowser, and music by Brian Jaron. This episode is dedicated to the memory of my dear friend, producer, and man of many talents, Brian Jaron.